Hey everyone, it's Easy. Hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. At least it's evening for me. So I did a little roaming around in the top 10, top 20. Checked out what everyone had in their camps, and everyone has the same troops up there. They all have balloons, they all have minions. Looks like they're all doing Loonian attacks, Loon attacks. So we decided to do the same thing. So this video is you're going to see a bunch of balloons smashing bases. These are all balloon attacks from assorted players from both the clans. This first one is from J-Boss. I think this is the first video we have with J-Boss in. He jumped on the bandwagon, decided to try the Loonian out. Now, for those of you that have never tried the attack, it doesn't seem like an attack that's going to work. You have a defense-only troop, which is the balloons, that aren't that sturdy, and then you have them followed up by minions and a bunch of spells. Fact is that if you have the right spell placement and you have the right timing, this attack strategy, it's great for farming. I'm not going to try it in war, even though I do see a lot of Town Hall 8s do it in war. But if you're going Dark Elixir hunting, this is a great attack for you. Matter of fact, there's a reason that everyone's doing it. Let's just put it that way. So the next couple attacks, we'll just kind of go over what you're looking for with the Loonian attack, what you're trying to accomplish in the middle of the attack. You don't just throw a bunch of troops in and hope they do well. You actually have to identify a few things before you go in on the attack. There's not a lot to try to consider, but there is a few things that will make it easier for you to succeed in the attack. First of all is you want to pick the right base. And whenever you're out resource hunting, a major factor in resource hunting is finding the right base, and that involves you hitting that next button a lot. If you're new to the game or fairly new, you may think that it's a hassle to hit next 5 or 6 times. Well, try 50 times. That's how many times you have to next sometimes to find the right base. Okay, this next attack is Town Hall 8. This is my little easy. And level 5 balloons, I believe level 3 minions, and what we did is we came in behind the air sweeper. So the air sweeper is pointing in the opposite direction that we brought the balloons in, and we just put a large line of balloons in. We also put some clan castle balloons in at a good angle for one of the air defenses. Now in Town Hall 8 you don't have haste spells, so we requested a haste spell in the clan castle. We brought 3 rage spells and a poison spell. And at this point, what you really want to do with 3 rage spells is find a place where the balloons are going to converge, because they are going after defenses only. They're going to skip over everything but defenses. So you have to try to identify the right pathing for the balloons. You don't want to put the rage spell on top of the balloons. You want to put the rage right in front of where the balloons are going, so they go into the rage spell. And then you want to place it over the most amount of defenses that you can. That way the balloons can stay in it the whole time. And you have to, you're going to have to get a knack for it, because when I first started doing this attack, I would put the rage spell over a big clump of defenses, and every time I did that, the balloons would hook a right instead of a left. So you have to have a pretty good understanding. Remember, this is kind of like a magnet system. Whenever the troops are going from defense to defense, they are going to the closest defense, and all the defenses are pulling on it like magnets. So if one defense is a fraction of an inch closer, it's going to pull it to that defense first. So you have to, the pathing of them is going to depend on the distance. I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds kind of silly to have to explain it, but believe it or not, it's confusing to a lot of people why the balloons would go in a certain path when there's 5 defenses on the right hand side and there's only 1 defense on the left, but the 1 defense on the left is only 4 tiles away and the ones on the right are 5 tiles away. It's going to go after the defenses that are the closest. Now in this attack was done by Too Easy. These are all farming attacks, so we just attack the bases that had good loot on them. Some of them were strong, some of them were weak. So something else to look for a base that's good to do a Loonian on are bases that have the air defenses on the outside of the walls or close to the edge. You can put your heroes right on the air defense, and and rage them up if you have to, and take out the air defenses. It's always a good idea to try to eliminate at least one air defense with your heroes, which is what I did here. I believe I got one air defense with a hero, and then I tried to get the second one, but it didn't quite make it. But still, if you've been watching these attacks closely, the balloons drop so fast on the first drop. They used to go over the defense, and it would take them almost a full second before they would drop. Now they're dropping as they're approaching, pretty much. I mean, these things are dropping so fast that this attack has just almost doubled in effectiveness. This is not a new attack. This is an attack that people have been doing since before I've started playing. This is an attack that kind of comes and goes because, you know, these attacks are trendy. People find popular troops, and that's all that they use. And because the balloons kind of lost popularity, air attacks kind of lost popularity with the increased use of Valkyries and the increased use of bowlers and stuff. So now that the balloons are back, you're going to see a lot of these attacks. So my next point, how do you prepare your base for them? And the best way to prepare your base for them is what you want to do is you want to have your air defenses at least 2 rows back. By 2 rows, I mean you'll have a row of collectors on the outside, then you'll have a row of defenses, and then you'll have your air defenses. And because they're a defense only troop, what you really want the balloons to do is you want them to approach your air defense and then get over, let's say a cannon is in front, and then you want touching the cannon the mortar, and then you want touching the mortar the wizard tower. And what that will do is that will force them to the balloons to go from the cannon to the mortar to the wizard tower before it will go to the air defense. So now the air defense has 3 different defenses that the balloons have to get through before it gets to the air defenses. And again, that takes a lot of practice. You have to really understand pathing well before you can start making good bases to defend. But a lot of people think that it's okay to put the air defenses on the outside of the base. That's just not the way it works. I've heard all kinds of different theories about where to put the air defenses, how troops will penetrate the base, and if you have everything in the middle, once the troops get to the middle, well, they can take out everything in the middle out pretty quick. So what they'll do is they'll stretch out and they'll put all the air defenses on the outside. So if all the troops get into the base from, let's say, the bottom left-hand corner, and then they get to the core, well, now they have the top right, the top left, and the bottom right. So all the air defenses are kind of on the outside of everything. But what will happen is players will do surgical attacks, and they'll just spawn balloons on top of every air defense. So you don't want to put the air defenses on the outside of the walls or near the outside. You need to keep them at least 2 or 3 rows in. And you'll learn this. Everyone should watch the attacks on their base. If you are getting 3-starred, if your village is getting 3-starred often, then you've done something wrong, and you have to evaluate your base by watching the attacks on your base. And sometimes it just takes small little adjustments, and sometimes you might have to do a complete overhaul and just rebuild it altogether. Now, I believe here I wanted to do a live attack. I don't do many live attacks, so I started hunting for a base. Let's see, yeah, this is me. Now what I did, because this is all recorded, I didn't actually talk during the attack because I suck enough knowing I'm recording. So we just fast forwarded through all these bases I was looking at, and we ended up finding a really good base. It was a dead Town Hall 10, and I really wanted to take this whole base. And even though it was a dead Town Hall 10, there's still so many more defenses than a Town Hall 9 that it's hard for a Town Hall 9 to take the Town Hall 10 from the air. And I think I've been using this attack for 2 or 3 days now. This is something I used to use when my main was a Town Hall 9. I loved this attack. I liked La Luna and I liked Loonian, but that's been a year now. So I've been about a year away from it, and it comes back to you, but it's been about 2 days that I've been using it, and it's not like you 3-star immediately right away. So it's something that takes a lot of practice with timing. So in this attack here, what I wanted to do is I wanted to come into the base on the bottom right, and I was trying to get to the air defense with the heroes. That didn't happen. That's when it reminded me, oh, those are not my Town Hall 10 heroes. Those are Town Hall 9. So they didn't make it to the air defense. And so now the next thing I'm looking for is where are the air sweepers. I don't want to come in. I want the air sweepers out of the attack. I don't want them to affect the attack. So I put the balloons in. I put a couple of rage spells in right near where the air defenses are to try to rage those balloons up over the air defenses so I could get through them as fast as possible without doing much damage to the balloons. And we got through them pretty quick. And I saved some balloons for the back end, thinking that, okay, I'm going to put 5 or 6 balloons down on the bottom right. Hopefully it's going to take out the air defense, and it hooked the left. So that didn't work out. And as the troops got through the core, I had a lot of balloons up still, and so I'm thinking I'm pretty good here. You can see my cursor. See, I play on a computer, so I'm actually using a mouse to spawn everything in. So that might look kind of strange to you, but there it is. That last defense, that last air defense, the very first one that I tried to take out is the last one that took the rest of my troops out. And now I had a bunch of minions over it. They're going to take it out, and this was a productive attack. So, and this is another good example of you don't have to 3-star while you're resource hunting to have a successful attack. I think this attack got me close to 750,000 in resources, 3,000 in dark elixir. It's a great score. I wanted the 3-star for the video, but oh well. I'm not perfect, and I'm not interested in trying to show nothing but perfection. I think that some of the imperfections are important to show too. So here's Easy sucking at 3-starring. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. A great attack, Loonian. Try it out if you haven't used it in a while. This is a great time to bring it back in because these balloons are just awesome. So till next time, it's been Easy.